For more on this and the GOP's push to enact President Trump's agenda, let's bring in Indiana Republican Governor Mike Braun. Governor, welcome.
Good to be back.
Great to see you. So you've been in town with the nation's governors, been at several events at the White House. You're having dinner there tonight. What are some of your key takeaways after hearing from President Trump?
Well, by the way, I heard that real close between him and the governor from Maine, and she had to be bold to take on that little discussion. But I've been wanting to do this in terms of right-sizing the federal government. Talked about it along with a few other real fiscal conservatives in the Senate, and it's such a pleasure to see it now finally taking place. All I can tell you is if you think borrowing 30 cents on every dollar that you spend, a lot of it right out the tailpipe, it was 20 cents back six and a half years ago when I got here.
Right.
$2 trillion you're borrowing annually. That's a bad business plan. And this hopefully will just be the start of it. Guys like Rand Paul and I would put the penny plan out there. I even put a budget on the floor that we could balance over 10 years. A third in my own party wouldn't vote for it due to the defense end of it. Something's got to give because we all run efficient operations, balance our budgets across the 50 states. No other place gets by with it. And even though you're the reserve currency, printing presses in the basement, now spending as much on defense as we are in interest. Medicare trust fund goes broke in 4 years. Thank goodness they're shaking the system to start taking waste and fraud out. And I guess if you're there against eliminating waste and fraud, what does that tell the American voter? I think the Dems are way off on that.
President Trump suggests the success of you and your fellow Republican governors is tied to him. Let's play it.
Oh, we're going to fight very hard because the better I do, the better you do. It makes your races a lot easier if we do well, and we're going to keep doing well.
What about that pitch?
No doubt about it, because let's look at Medicaid, for instance. That's the program that would be one of two with Medicare that drives our structural deficits. That's a cost sharing between here and the states. And they're borrowing money in the sense that we're depleting all these trust funds involved with like Medicare and so forth. And we're running again those 30% deficits. So if we fix it here, it's going to help the states. And by the way, most of what we're doing in the federal government, talking about education, there's a 10th Amendment. The only thing that we were required to do is defend the country. And we don't even do that well through a bloated Defense Department. I love to see Hegseth and Trump talking about cutting back there. We've always gotten rolled in the past because all the Democrats do the deal with the defense hawks. All of government needs to start living within its means. We set the example in the defense sector. We can get the others that worship government like their growth business in line as well, but it needs to start.
As you know, President Trump's keen on going after illegal immigration. I know your state's very red, but you do have a few little liberal pockets. How's it going in Indiana?
So I did an executive order soon after, or it may even preceded, when Trump was talking about wanting to ferret out at least the worst first, meaning people that came in illegally and then broke the law in an egregious fashion. Again, who would be against that? I think the ones defending it are in that James Carville, I think, tabbed it when you're for 20%, when 80% of the rest of the country is against it. So we're going to make sure that we do our share to help there. And then as we secure the border, and look what's happened already, you can't get to any other issues involving illegal immigration. And the northern border needs to be secured as well.
Governor Mike Braun of the great state of Indiana, great to see you. Have fun at the White House tonight, and please come back.
We'll do it again.